Hey, what's up, Con? Time to see, boy. How's it going? What's up, Justin? Just gonna share the link here quick. Link. Just gonna share the link here quick. So um on my Instagram story I said sell gold. So I put my money where my mouth is. And I took this position before news, but um my stops I actually put above 25 and I just said to myself, if I'm in drawdown a couple minutes before news, I'll close. If I'm in profit, I'll go break even and I'll pay the slippage if it goes against me. But very low risk. Trades before news, fucking risky. That's why I don't really want to endorse that on the stream. It's quite volatile. This was just Comex now. That sell would be beautiful or horrible. It's just above my entry. Probably give it another 5 minutes, but I would have liked to have seen us pushing down to like 1920 by now. Put the seatbelts on. I've got mine on already. Let's go. Suppose we should do a quick breakdown here. So, just having a look at the numbers. So, CPI year on year, that's the focus here. We've got core CPI, unemployment claims, but the focus is really the year on year numbers. Now, what's very interesting is if you go and have a look, because just remember that they compare when they say year on year, they are comparing inflation to the numbers now to last year this time. So if we go to last year, all these improved inflation reports we've been seeing um, are compared to when inflation was basically at its highest. So let's just have a look here. 2022, you can see here inflation was basically at its peak, right? It started to decline in August. So we're starting to compare the numbers now to last year's numbers when the numbers started to come down. So you may see an increase in the CPI compared to last month. As you can see, the forecast is slightly higher than last month. So in between that forecast coming out between 3.3 and 3, things may get choppy. You may see some whipsaws. Ideally for us as day traders, we want to see one-sided numbers. So with CPI, that would be below 3, so below the previous. That's going to show further improvement, a further drop in inflation, and that should be clear one-sided bars. We should see gold starting to move up, some dollar weakness. if numbers are higher than this forecast, that's quite a jump from last month's 3%. So showing that inflation is a little bit higher than last month, markets are going to anticipate that the Fed may have to do something about that, possibly raise rates again, and that should lead to some dollar strength and some nice gold sells. Just based on the technicals, obviously we are trending down here currently. Yesterday we had quite a strong bearish daily candle closure, and then today's candle actually opened up no bottom wick. Now that doesn't matter too much. It's going to completely depend on the numbers, whether we come back and create that bottom wick or not. I think if numbers are high or in between the forecast and the previous, we may see that bottom wick come and get created. But if numbers are lower than 3%, then I wouldn't expect that bottom wick to actually be created, and we should just have some plain sailing buys here. Also, we need to keep in mind, if you just look at the weekly, you'll notice that this is quite a strong rejection area. So we tapped into that area, and we may see rejections there. All in all, just gonna go based off numbers. Gonna go based off how the numbers affect price. I'm gonna wait for the dust to settle. So no trades before news. I'm actually in one, but that's that's monkey business. I'm actually probably gonna close this. Sitting at break even. Because yeah, I'm anticipating these sells. I'm anticipating slightly higher CPI, but we'll see now. Yeah, I'm at break even. Fuck it. Close. Oh shit, man. The heart's racing. No, I can't do it. I would have been happy if I was holding that and I was like maybe 50 pips up, but nah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna be waiting for the news to be released. We've got about 40 seconds, and then what you can do is the safest option will be waiting for the 4-hour candle to close. Next 4-hour, so the 4-hour close should give you some direction. Next 4-hour, wait for a pullback, and then should be straightforward. Only thing is, like I say, if numbers come out mixed, it may get tricky. It's already pushing up here. Sheepers. Yeah, I'm glad I closed those. Okay. Pushing up. Let's see. So higher than last month, just below the forecast. And it looks like we're pushing up here, so interesting. We'll see what happens. You could even be in a situation like this where we did get those mixed numbers. We're higher than the previous. We've just tapped 1930 there. We could be grabbing liquidity because overall, this trend is bearish. We're retesting this support here at 1931. Yeah, this may be a liquidity grab potentially to continue on down. Whereas if you had seen the, like I say, those one-sided numbers, so coming out higher than the forecast, you would have probably had a more one-sided downside move. But let's see. In this situation, I'm just going to go based off price action. So waiting for the 4-hour candle to close. Waiting to see if it gives clear direction. See how price is reacting to my key levels. And then going based off of that. Fuck, Ned, what did you do? Fuck, I'm glad I closed those cells. Oh shit. Another thing is if we zoom out to the monthly, last month's candle being bullish, you know, essentially this area around 1920 is a support there on the monthly. You've got 21 days left of this month. So far we've been straight bearish through this month, coming into this monthly support zone. So this is a very interesting area, and just being such a significant zone, you know, if the fundamentals are not giving you a clear picture, like I say, numbers coming out in between the previous and forecast, not really giving you a clear cut picture, it could still be a catalyst to give us reactions here and start to turn more bullish on the higher time frames from this area. On the weekly, you are just ranging. You know, this week we were looking to come down into this area. We've tapped into that zone around 1920, like I say. So if you're looking at this as a range on the weekly, let's go to this chart. So if you're looking at this as a range on the weekly time frame, if you're not breaking out of this range, you're not having enough volume to continue on lower, you know, you may be stuck in this range and then be moving all the way back up to 1970. On the DXY, this impulsive move down was actually from the last CPI we saw, where we had seen those lower numbers, that 3%. So a very strong move down there on the DXY. That improved inflation, you could see the impacts of that on the dollar. And then, you know, we've had this gradual pullback. We were back above 101, which is a very interesting level. And looks like you may even be starting to break this structure here, this bullish structure. So if you are getting clear breaks below 102, you know, we looking like we're moving down to 101 here on the DXY. Made 2 chickens. Lovely. Just seeing a black screen. Yeah, I don't think it's me. Strong reaction of 1930 there. pulled back nearly 50 pips. And you know, that's very normal for these news events. These volatile news events like CPI, NFP can get like 50 pip pullbacks. So you don't want to be entering impulsively. Anybody holding any trades? Anybody take any trades already? Just be careful, guys. Last year I was trading the 1 minute time frame a lot for news. And you know, this is like a nice setup that I would have maybe had a look at. But news this year has been tricky. You haven't been getting the same like nice one-sided moves. If you have a look at FOMC last year compared to this year, it's night and day. So yeah, I've been getting clapped on the 1 minute this year. So I've cut the 1 minute out of my news trades. Looking at the 5 minutes more for entries. You know, maybe I'll still scale in after this. You know, maybe on the 4 hour candle close, but not now. It's too risky. You could just get like a double top here at 1930 reject. And then, so yeah, I'm just waiting for the 4 hour candle here. Looks like it will close more bullish. I mean, you've got 20 minutes. We're gonna have to drop 80 pips here to flip bearish, but also just depending on where we close, we can just take note of those key levels. I think for buys, I would like to see breaks above this 31.5 level. Even if we do close very strong bullish, I want to pay attention to the structure here. Or if we're closing right at 31.5, you know, just keep in mind that we could reject that area. Maybe even wait for NYSE. Yeah, you can see there, you tap 1930 again. Just rejecting. Ranging. No follow through. So this has been pretty stock standard, like movement for the news through this year, where you'll get that impulsive move, you'll get your pullback, but then there's just no follow through. So much safer in this situation to wait for those 20 minutes to just fly by and then see what happens closer to NYSE. Took some GJ buys this morning. GJ, what's GJ doing? Yeah. Yesterday we spoke about GJ. You know, someone was looking for those sells from 83. And I was just saying you need to pay attention to the higher time frame, man. GJ is still so bullish. But when those bars must have treated you nicely. Looks good. Check the rejection, yeah. Strong rejection from 1930. So breaking back below 25, looks like you could start to impulse down here. That's fine. I just want to see that there is volume present. There's nice clean direction. You know, so far we had that push up. let's see if we start to break some structure to the downside and start to push to the downside, then you're just waiting for a pullback. You know, you don't need to be first in, you don't need to rush. I know when you're doing that, your palms get sweaty, you know, heart starts racing. Things are still very volatile. Up and down 50 pips in a couple minutes. You know, it's tough. Last year, news trading was easy. But this year, you got to take it slow. The last year, the numbers were spicy for the market. Yeah, a lot of what happened last year is pretty much like baked in. It's priced in. So that's why FOMC last year was just popping off like crazy. All the monetary policy, raising of rates, it was all new. It was fresh. Now it's pretty much priced in. And the Fed is also not extremely, or Jerome is not extremely clear in their path for future monetary policy either. So markets are kind of just waiting to see what's next. And you can really see that in the price action if you're zooming out. I mean, it's been a choppy few months. Range after range after range. Range. Whereas last year we were just either trending nice basically throughout the whole year from when they announced the rate hikes. Clear bearish trend here with the stronger dollar. Eventually had that reversal on recession scares. Nice bullish trend. You know, then we started to just get a deeper pullback here before you had the Silicon Valley Bank collapse and so forth. Then a push back up into those all-time highs and then just ranged ever since. So everything is like priced in. There's nothing major or as hard hitting as some of the news we've had over the last couple of years. You could say that markets are kind of normalizing, I suppose. But what's normal, you know? It's like mofos have made all the money last year. Yeah. That news candle just is the news candle, right? Yeah, news candle just flipped. So like I say, those mixed numbers just giving you whipsaws basically. But it's fine. We've grabbed a lot of liquidity. Overall, still respecting the basically the bearish structure on the intraday time frames. Yeah, we look good here. This is a really nice rejection. So like I say, I don't want to be the first in here. That 5 minutes is a nice confirmation and rejection. 15 minutes also a very close to doji, but that's a rejection candle. I would be surprised if we filled this wick. I would be very surprised. And if we do, just monitor that 1934 rejections again. But you would definitely be better off waiting. Dollar pumping. Let's go. Yeah, so dollar is actually respecting that 102 level. Same story as gold, really. Just seeing whipsaws coming into significant levels, seeing rejections. I would anticipate that we continue moving bullish here on the dollar. And then, yeah, gold, obviously, I'm still more on that bearish side. Palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Anyone in the chat who said they've never had that is lying. I get nervous sometimes just before the news, even if I don't have any trades or anything, even if I know I'm not taking trades, it's just like, I don't know, it's trauma, I guess. But we're chilling today. New 15 minutes, pulled back here, tap 1925. If you break the low of this current 15, I'm anticipating that you may continue to push down here to 1920. But yeah, let's wait for the 4 hour. If this 4 hour can close below 25, I think that's going to look really good. And then the next 4 hour, is this going to work? Next 4 hour, you can just anticipate a big black candle. Maybe. Okay, everybody, let's go make some coffee. Go make yourself some coffee. We'll be back for the 4 hour candle close. What the fuck, Fabio? How's it? bought out the Monster Money mug so we can have a good day today. So this was the June CPI. You had some very choppy movement here. Same story as today. June. Yeah, interesting. So you only really started to get the cleaner move there at NYSE. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for. June 13th. And yeah, you can see that 4-hour candle gave you some direction there. So this is actually quite a nice example of what we can look for today. You know, we were in a range here on June 13th, and that CPI just basically moved deeper into this key level, the highs of this range. Your 4-hour candle closed bearish, respecting that key area around 1970, and then the next 4-hour with NYSE volume gave you that nice push down to the bottom of the range. So here we're just waiting to see this candle close, and like I say, closing below 25, that key level, makes a lot of sense to me for the next 4-hour, then potentially to come down into 1915. Could even come back up into 1930. You know, as long as we're respecting 1930, I'm more bearish than bullish. I'm open to the buy ideas above 1930, 1931. I'm not expecting too much before NYSE. So far, this has been quite an uneventful CPI, 70 pips. I think even if you gambled that and won, it probably wasn't worth it. So July 12th was a slightly different story where you had very clean numbers there, very low numbers. So you had a very clean move, nice one-sided move. You know, that's what we would have liked to have seen. And then we would have been taking advantage of, you know, this sort of pullback here to get in like that. I know that we actually sent this as a signal in the Monster Money when we were doing Monster Money, this particular trade. You know, these are nice conditions here for trading. Today we have to just be a bit adaptive. Not going to be so clear cut. Your 5 minute swarming support here, you might push back up to that 1930. But the 4 hour candle is about to close, so let's see. Alright, so your 4 hour candle closed above 25. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the wick fill back up to 30. But I'm not really interested in taking something so soon on the new 4 hour candle. And overall, I'm more interested in the sell ideas here. So let's just be patient. Anybody in any trades? It's the same area we were looking for those sells from yesterday, which actually eventually played out. Even came down to those targets at 1915. So those trade ideas for the sells yesterday were on point, but that range was a bit tricky. Only had the move like an hour after NYC. Waiting for 1929, then sell and leave it. Doesn't sound too bad. Probably going to get that push to 1930, but like I say, so early in the 4 hour candle, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we filled that wick of the previous 4 hour, come back up into the ski level and reject. Patience, chat. There's a few more people here than yesterday. Where's everybody joining from? Anyone new here today? I'm a crocodile in the water waiting for my zebra to come and drink. Zebra, I don't know why I said zebra. Zebra. I think I'm American now that I'm streaming. Pretoria. All those dollars getting to you? Yeah, possibly. Streaming New York. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's because I'm streaming New York. Is Nico still here? So far, the CPI has been trash. Trash. Basically, nothing has happened other than some people blowing their accounts. But I'm sure things should heat up coming into NYSE. You know, like I say, this wick looks like more of a rejection. First few minutes of that 4 hour, struggling to even fill the wick, pushing back up to 1930. So, you know, we could start to see that bearish volume coming in. I'm not really looking to get in first, you know. I'm not looking to take the sells off the rip. 15 minutes may close bearish. Closing bearish below 25 is going to look nice. But yeah, I really want to see us actually give a nice push. Maybe break this support level that we formed. And if we could retest that support, as I've got drawn out here. So yeah, if we can break this support level that we formed just after news, get a retest of that. If that happens before NYSE open, I would take that. Crunch time. Let's go. Wayne, do you know what I'm thinking? If the 5 closes below the support, what I would like to see, I want to see a biltong. Does anyone know what a biltong is? Biltong setup. Biltong dive. It's a South African version of a celery, if anyone knows what a celery is. A celery play. I need zoom. I need zoom annotate. What's going on? Something like that. Same as onion chop. Not too sure why onion chop. Celery came off the biltong. Ah, yes, sir. This 15 looks like it'll actually close a bearish engulfing candle here. Offer of 1925, basically a fake out of 1925. We retested this support from yesterday where we saw that breakout impulsive move below. I think it was necessary to retest this area. Grabbed a lot of liquidity with news. But this 15 closing bearish engulfing, that's when I can start to get a little bit more aggressive. You got NYSE in 15 minutes. But you know, if volume is here, volume is present, you can get that push before. So it looks like we'll close below this support here on the 5. And then I just want to see what sets up. Like I say, if we can get that set up, I just drew out the biltong. So a weak bullish candle on the first 5 minutes of the new 15. Let me draw it out one more time. So let's say this candle closes like this, next candle closes like that. Then I'm anticipating, if we break the lows of that weak bullish candle, to continue on pushing like that. And then in terms of targets, I would like to come and see that bottom wick for the daily candle. So about 1915. Yeah, 1915. Perfect target there. Also just really nice in line with this structure. Forming lower lows, lower highs, and then in this downtrend, we're just looking to come and retest these lows. You can look to have runners, because if we do get down into 1915, your daily is flipping bearish. Keep in mind yesterday's candle was very bearish. So if today's candle flips bearish and you've got enough volume when breaking yesterday's low, you could be looking to come down into 1910, 1907, even 1900 potentially. But there's not all that much volume. That's a move where you may be holding that position overnight. These entries up here would be possible entries that you could hold for that duration. But I don't think that we're going to reach 1900 on the stream here. Alright, so your 15-minute candle closed with a nice bearish engulfing candle, giving us confirmations there of those rejections. I'm going to wait for this 5 to close. I'm not really interested in the break of the previous 15-minute low. Unless maybe this new 15 first comes up, tests 1925, then we come and break that low. You're looking at like a 30 pip stop. $80 pip target. Okay, so yeah, if I do want that entry on the 15, the break of the lows, like I say, I don't want that top wick of this new 15 to exceed 25. So that is enough of a top wick. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, as we break the previous 15-minute low, I'm gonna look to get into some sells here. Like I say, if we break above 25, I'll just wait for NYC. Looks like we might just get that idea on the 5-minute here. I would have liked this candle to close a weaker bullish candle though. I don't like that. That looks more like a support being formed potentially. So if we break above that bullish candle high, I'll delete this order. But the idea is still there on the 15. Bearish engulfing candle there off of that 1925 level. New 15 has a nice top wick here. If you come and break these lows, I would anticipate some nice volume. But like I say, if we break that bullish 5-minute high there, I'm gonna look to just wait for NYSE. Because then that's looking more like a support. As soon as we break those lows, I'll be in. Not quite. Okay, and I'm in. Yeah, so I got into some sells here. Stop is above this key level at 1925. So we got 10 minutes, not even, sorry, 6 minutes until NYSE. So I would like to see us push here. You do look like you have nice volume on this current 5-minute candle. That 1920 is a level that I just need to keep an eye on as well. Nice strong bearish closure on the 5. Let's see if we break that low and continue to push here. This 30 minutes looking real nice coming into NYSE. Very clear bearish volume there on that 30-minute candle. But we could still get a top wick at NYSE. We need to just be careful of that. You know, so as you come into 1920, coming into NYSE, you know, you could consider taking some off, consider going break even. For me, this is a position where I think it lines up really nicely with the higher time frame, and I want to let it run. Currently up about 22 pips. $19.20. Let's see what happens at that $19.20 level. Need to be careful here. A couple minutes until NYC. Seeing a bit of a reaction there. Really want to see us close below this level here. 1921.5. 2 minutes to go. Even better if we can close below 1920. Then NYSE should be plain sailing to 1915. Should be quite simple then. I'm not expecting too much pullback at NYSE. We've basically pulled back throughout the entire day, and then with CPI, I grabbed a lot of liquidity there from 1930. So I'm not anticipating too much of a pullback at NYSE. Like I say, you can get that top wick for the 30-minute candle. But I'm not going to stress too much about that. If there's another setup on the 5 minute in NYSE and I'm sitting in profit, I may even add to this position, but preferably below 1920. Can we close below 1920? Give us a little push there, gold. Push, 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 push. 3, 2, 1. Well, we've closed very nice and bearish on the 30 minutes. Nice engulfing candle. NYSE coming in hot may give you a push straight off the bat. 29 pips on a CPI. What the fuck is that? Come on, CPI, give us something. I mean, so far, a good trade. Sitting at like a 1-to-1 here. So, you know, you could start to take some off, move stops to break even. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm actually going to move my stop loss to break even here. Why not? Not a bad trade. Very stressless CPI. Not a worry in the world. Not a worry in the world. Having a tough time with some of this traffic to the left here. I'd really like this 5-minute to close below 1920. And then if the next 5 breaks the lows with this NYC volume, I'm anticipating that push to 1915. But if you're closing above 1920, we may see a deeper pullback here. You didn't actually have a top wick on this new 30 minutes, so it looks like you just got a baby top wick there. Hopefully that's all it needed, and now we can start to push down. Push, push, push. 1 minute left. We need to close below 20, 1920. Okay, here we go. Pushing last minute of the 5. Closed right at 1920, so that's tough. You may get a pullback here. If you in profit, you know, you can look to secure some. Like I say, price may give you another entry. There's this minor support here to the left that you may see a reaction on. I've got my stop at 1922.8. Secure. I did say secure 20. Me personally, I don't mind getting caught holding the bag. But I said to you guys, secure. If you're in profit, secure. Just a couple pips there from the stop. Need this 5 to flip back bearish, to be honest. Anybody secure anything? And I'm nearly out. Okay, I'm out. I'm secure. Okay, so it looks like we could, you know, at this point it's quite choppy. I wouldn't want to have to seen us, well, I didn't want to see a pullback this deep. Could potentially be the top wick for the 30 minute. We'll see how we react to 1925 maybe. But yeah, that 1920 is acting as quite a strong support right now. You can see here on the DXY, you're just starting to range. No clear direction. So I don't want to chase anything. I would basically call that a break-even trade for me. Yeah, overall not the cleanest of CPIs, but we'll see what happens as we come up back into this rejection area. See what sets up on the 5. But I don't really like this choppy up down. I would have liked to have seen the push, and that would have been my trade for the day. Might start to see those moves on the next hourly candle though. It seems as though NYSE, like the last week, hasn't been amazing. You know, yesterday, this is basically what we saw yesterday, where I mean, NYC didn't really do much. The new the new hour candle at 4 o'clock, as it opened, gave you a deep pullback, basically a fake out, and then by the new 30 minutes, you were pushing there back to the downside. So that cleaner move in yesterday's session only came in the next hourly candle. We may have a similar situation today. We got 20 minutes until that new hour. This hourly candle closing bearish. Wait for the new hour to give some sort of pullback on the lower time frame, or maybe this is your pullback already to retest this 25. We'll just see what happens. But this 15-minute is closing really ugly by the looks of things. I'm going to be right back, guys. That bottom on the 5 was there though. It gave a nice 30 pips. Also, with the previous 4-hour being so bullish, this current candle coming down into 1920, grabbing some liquidity and moving back up, you know, we may even flip bullish on that 4-hour, and then you're looking to come back up into 1930. But you know, when I get to that point where it's like, okay, my bias is bearish, but then I start thinking, okay, maybe this for bars, you know, like I don't want to be umming and ahhing. I want to be confident in my bias. You know what I mean? And when market conditions are like this, when you're getting whipsaws, you're up and down, you're ranging, you will start to lose confidence in your bias, because whether you think price is going up or down, when it's actually just going sideways, you know, it's very difficult to be convinced in your bias at that point. So I want conviction when I'm taking my trades. So I don't really enjoy what's going on here, to be honest. I'm gonna wait for the new 4-hour and see. I mean, the new hour, see what happens. But I think that trade might be my only trade here. We have tapped 25. So let's see. Tapped 25, but the 15 closed the bearish engulfing candle there. but I mean, it's right at that level. So I wouldn't want to be buying at that level right now. I would be more confident with the buys above 25. Personally, I would actually only really be looking for the buys above uh, 1931, unless this hour closes above 25, then I think maybe the buys above this level makes a bit more sense, but it's tough. I'd say it's a pretty chalked CPI, but so far did a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job. Who made money today from the stream? I know Wayne did. Hectorino. Kopke, I'm sure you did. Mateo did, I'm sure. Where's Jared? Jared's on a bit of a break. Since we stopped the memberships, I think he just wanted to take a bit of a holiday. I also took a little bit of time off, but can't take too much time off. Another day, another trash CPR. I'm sure tomorrow should give us some nice moves. If we're starting to break above some of this bearish structure here on the intraday timeframes, you know, tomorrow we can start to see some nice moves back up to 1950. I don't think you'll have that type of volume in this session. Ranging. Everything is ranging. Hey, the US 30 is moving. Seeing some sort of reaction here off 1925. Got 10 minutes to go for the new hour candle. I think I'll give it a shot here with this 5 closing bearish off 1925. Closed no bottom wick. So I wanted these sells with this bearish 5 here, but you close with no bottom wick. I thought maybe if the next 5 could give us a little bit of a pullback top wick, could give it a shot. But this is a tricky situation. No bottom wick, next candle moves straight down. Still opportunity though, yeah, if we're holding below 1925. So maybe, you know, something like this on the new hour. it does suck when you miss an entry, but you have to give yourself praise for discipline. If you um you know, if your gut was telling you something, or if there was a particular reason you didn't take that entry, you know, discipline over everything. So yeah, that's tough. Would have liked to have been in these here. But you know, you could still pull back. You've got 8 minutes for the hourly candle closure. Would have been a little bit of an antsy position to be in, to be honest. From Morocco, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Amina, thanks for joining. Still potential for today. Not looking great right now. But I mean, as we saw yesterday, that move really only came in on this next hour candle. And it's pretty much the same area, very similar price action. So pretty much looking for the exact same trades as yesterday, off 1925. Looking for those sells down to 1915. So a copy paste of yesterday's session, really. Except today I'll stick around until that move actually plays out. Hopefully it does. I'm thinking of a cheeky little position here, but it's very tough with 3 minutes for the new hour. So you got 2 minutes for this hour candle to close, but as of now, just zoom out, look at this overall bearish structure. You've basically come up to retest this support, and we had a fake out of that zone at 1925. Came up even higher with the news to 1930, grabbed a lot of liquidity. Closing bearish on this hour is giving you very nice strong confirmations to continue moving down. We see volume in this time very often. So I think we can start to get a little bit more aggressive with that bearish hour candle closure. The 30-minute is still bullish. With that being said, it will be safer for sells below 1920 or below the previous 30-minute wick, below the previous 30-minute low. But even though this candle is bullish, like I say, the hourly is bearish, and you can see the 15-minute here, this bearish candle closure, showing us that we're failing to create new highs. We're failing up to push up back into these highs created with the news and holding this 1925 level. So this bearish 15-minute to me is basically cancelling out that 30-minute. Like I say, you don't want to ignore it, and that's why I say safer sells would be below that 30-minute candle. Anything else would be a little bit more aggressive. I don't mind aggressive personally. Looks like you could even get this Botong setup again. Same story as what I was waiting for here. A weak bullish candle. This wasn't exactly weak, but a weak bullish candle there. And then, break of the lows. Stops above here. But if you break that previous 5-minute high and you start to push and then this 5 closes bullish, that idea is chalked. But yeah, I'm going to look at this idea, break of the previous 15-minute low. So basically this setup that I'm talking about on the 5. XAUUSD buy or sell. Just do both, bro. And then close whichever one's in profit. So I'm looking at something like this. Stops about 24 pips. Like I say, above 1920, above 1918, it is more aggressive. Like I say, at the end of the day, these are my trades. You do with it what you want. But yeah, on the break of that previous 15-minute low, I should be in here. And I'm in. It is tough being above 1920. Like I say, this is going to be a tricky area. We need to get nice clean moves breaking through 1920 here. Once we break the previous 30-minute low, it should be looking really good. Could even look to add some there. Close nice and bearish on that 5. Would like to see the next 5 closing below 1920. We really don't need any more pullbacks. So if you are failing to break below 1920, then it's just showing that you don't have a lot of volume and you may just range for the session. So let's see, come on gold. You think we're gonna go bullish tomorrow or next week? I don't know, bro. I'm not a fortune teller. The fact that you're asking that though, that just shows that there's flaws in your system. You should be able to answer that for yourself. Are you holding bars or something? Why would you even ask that? Gold is yet to tap into the daily support. Yeah, daily candle, no bottom wick. That's not a situation where I want to hold my breath and say that we're definitely going to come and create a bottom wick. But I think with this price action, just overall bearish structure, nice pullback throughout the day, strong rejections here to this previous support zone. it looks good to come back down into these lows, which just so happen to be that daily low. And at that point, you would get that bottom wick for the daily candle. So I think there's a very high probability that we come into those daily lows. And that's obviously, you know, I'm literally betting on that. I've taken sells here with that 1915 as my target, where we'll see that daily low being formed, that daily wick. Like I say, if this 5 closes below 1920, we're looking good. Looking good. Could even start to add to the position, like I say. If this 5 closes like this, next 5 then breaks this low, then I could do something like this. But don't believe me. Don't do it. Like I said yesterday, I'm still practicing with adding to positions, you know? It's a very tricky, delicate situation. In fact, I think today maybe I'll hold off. I already took a break-even position. I don't want to get caught in a pullback with an added position here. Maybe I'll just add very low risk as practice. Practice makes perfect. But don't do it. Don't do it if you're trying to hit a home run. If it's part of your plan, if it's something you're comfortable with, you know, it's something you can look at. But it's a lot easier to add positions in New York than in London. I'll say that for sure. Yeah, it looks like we're about to break that low. Yeah, I added YOLO. I added with a very small lot. Close below 25 there, below 1920, sorry. So expecting a nice swift move down to 1915 here. And I've added some to my position as well. Push. I want to see quick pushes here. I don't want to be holding longer than necessary. I'm anticipating nice volume now. You know, you go back and look at yesterday, this move happened in, you know, like 30 minutes. So this move here, this 50 pips, I'm anticipating that to play out relatively quickly. And if it doesn't have the desired volume that I'm looking for, you know, that second position I've added, I want to get out of. In fact, first position, I'll go break even. And I'm going to secure 50% of that first position. About 25 pips. Like I say, initial trade took a break even. So, yeah, not going to get caught holding the bag on this one. But it's looking good. It's looking real good. This second entry stop, I'm gonna move to above this key level at 1920.5. So it's a relatively small stop. I used very low risk. So I know that, even if all of this comes against me, I'm probably still gonna be up for the day. I'm targeting 1950 here on this added position. I'm from South Africa. Let's go, boys. This second entry I'm gonna go break even on. Why not? Up about 20 pips, just sharp 20 pips. 15-minute candle's about to close. I'm actually going to secure that second position. Yeah, I'm closing this second entry. New 15-minute candle's gonna open up now. So about 15 pips on that. Was a decent attempt. Not bad. But like I say, I'm very nervous with adding positions and getting those pullbacks. And when you're on the lower time frames, you need to be quick. You need to be decisive. You can't think twice. You need to listen to what price is telling you. Listen to the signs. Right now, I'm very confident that we'll continue to move down. But new 15-minute candle could easily give you a top wick here. We're not getting as fast of a move as I would like to see. But the volume is there. So still holding 50% of that initial entry. And then closed out full there at about 15 pips. Might not even get a top wick. I think the market's watching. So I closed out my added positions, and now it's just not even going to give me a top wick for the 15. That's fine. That's fine. You do your thing, gold. Can I enter for a sell right now? No. You can do whatever you want, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you've had a nice push here. If anything, maybe you want a pullback or safer sells at this point are below 1914. In fact, I wouldn't touch gold right now. You've missed the move. My whole thing with with like my key levels and scaling in, I'm trying to get in closer to the key level. So that was actually the initial entry I wanted. And then the stop loss would have been above this key level. And then you're looking to move down to the next key level. So you got a really good risk to reward here. But here, you're trying to take trades at the bottom of the range, selling into the bottom of the range. You don't have any room to play with here. You have rejections all over the place. Um, I've secured the majority of my position here. I wouldn't look to add any more at this point. I'm going to close out a bit more. So I've closed out the majority of my position. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to stick around too much longer. I think there's still potential here to move down. And I want to say potential for more trades below 1914, but I don't think it's a good idea. Nah. If you took positions, you know, closer up to the top of this range off of 1925, or you took these initial entries, you could potentially look to hold that down to I'm looking at 1903, maybe 1910, 1905, 1900. You could look to have runners here. But yeah, I'm just gonna hold this, what I've got left. I think I'll have my final TP at 1905 for this runner. If you're in positions, maybe look to secure a little bit more as you come down into 1915. I'm sure we can see some profit taking at that area. Nice 50 pips in the bag. Yeah, I definitely look to maybe close out some. You're seeing some reactions here. You can see this. These are basically your lows from London session, I think. Yeah, pre-London. These lows right here you're tapping into. May see some reactions there. You know, like I say, if you're looking to add to your position now, or you're looking to take sells now, don't think about it, guys. That's tough. 1915 there hit. So, yeah, that's beautiful. 60 pips. 60 pips in the bag. I'm just going to leave a runner now at this point. Stop loss at break even on the runner. Looking to come down into possibly 1905. It's a tricky area. There's a daily support at 1907.5. I think that's actually where I'll leave my final TP, to be honest. I don't want to get greedy and have overly ambitious targets. Knowing me, I might not even hold it to this TP. So I'm happy if we can move into that daily support at 1907.5 right here. 1910 is also a level to keep an eye on. And that second entry didn't do too bad. That second entry would have basically hit its TP. Not bad. Very happy with that. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for joining. How many years are you trading Forex? 4 years. Yeah, no, it's going well. Look, it's going well. I'm not disclosing amounts and that on the stream. I know that other guys show profit in that, but I live in South Africa, bro. So I need to just be concerned about my safety. But yeah, I've actually withdrawn the initial deposit basically. So doubled it essentially. So playing with the house's money now. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining.